20th, 2023. And the invocation is going to be given by me, and the Pledge of Allegiance is going to be given by Sheriff Kevin Potter. So, our dear kind Heavenly Father, as we come before Thee today as a commission, we appreciate the things that You have been able to do in our lives to bring us to this moment, that we will be able to pray as a free people and worship as we please. We thank You for the season and the gift of Thy Son, that we might be able to continue to be able to worship the way we want to worship. Please bless those people, the less fortunate we are, that they might have Thy Spirit to be with them. Please bless those people that keep us free and safe, not only abroad, but locally on not only our sheriff and police departments, but our first responders also. Again, please help us in this meeting. We'll make proper and correct choices, and that we'll be able to go home to our families in safety. And we ask these favors and blessings in the name of my Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Please stand, put your hand on your heart and repeat after. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, well, we appreciate you guys participating in that. Looks like we got approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from November, can we do them together? November 22nd and December 6th.
Well, there is one correction.
Okay,
On December 6th, when we were talking about the master water plan, MOU number 23-82, the motion said that I made the motion and also seconded the motion.
Okay,
I'm pretty confident I
couldn't
made
do
the
it?
motion, but I
Okay.
can't remember who
I
seconded.
seconded it,
we
so
will
yes.
get that corrected.
Yeah.
So we'll make a motion to accept the minutes as amended.
okay.
Second it?
I got a motion by Commissioner Perry, a second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor?
Aye.
Good catch.
Administrative review, reports, future agenda items, anything on that?
Just when we get to the point, I'd like to modify our agenda today just slightly, so.
As soon as we get there, we'll get her done.
Okay.
Future agenda items
Yep.
for Bear River Water Conservancy Board, what do you call them?
Appointments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our next meeting, I think it's the 3rd of January. Put that on the agenda, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. Everybody said they're good with emergency management issues?
We'll report that for this time of the year, we are at 177% of normal snowfall
170%?
for this time of the
Is
year.
it because that one snowstorm was 500% of normal? Okay.
Is that locally in the county or the Bear River?
Here in the north,
That's our
part
water
here,
River
sewer.
most focus, probably more out west.
Well, that's awesome. That's good news. No ARPA, LATCF, BG stuff? Okay.
Unless you have it.
Oh, nope, I think I'm good. Do you want to do recognition? You want to do June's?
Well, I'd like to make a motion to change our agenda item and just move item number 11B.
You don't need to make a motion, I'll just do it.
And we could just move that up following we'll do our employee recognition, then we'll do that.
Okay.
After the employee recognition, we take care of both those items.
We can do that. Okay.
We'll start with our employee recognition.
Yep.
Okay. As the county employees know, we had our appreciation dinner this last month, and recognized many of our employees for the great service they provided to our county throughout the year. And as we went over the employees of the month, it's really neat to know the fact that we've had a different department representative for our employee of the month every month that we've had this award. And again, we have a different department that we'll be recognizing today. So today, we want to recognize our employee of the month is Barbara Herford. She has many years. In fact, I didn't realize that she has, until the employee dinner, she's been here over 30 years with our county, working as an employee for Box Elder County, and apparently has orders by the sheriff that she has to stay until the sheriff's done, because she's critical to the operation of the sheriff's office. She has an unwavering dedication, loyalty, kindness, and compassion work ethic that is commendable and deserving of recognition. As an indispensable team member of the sheriff's office, Barbara embodies the values of excellence, professionalism, and responsibility. Barbara's interpersonal skills are exceptional, and her ability to relate to every member of the sheriff's office with motherly care is unparalleled. Barbara handles all forms of communication with remarkable skill and poise, be it in person or over the phone or via email. She ensures that all correspondence, reports, memoranda, and other documents are completed accurately and within specified timeframes. Furthermore, Barbara plays a vital role in coordinating, managing, and reporting the training of Sheriff's Office staff, which is essential for public safety officers to maintain their certification. Her attention to detail and focus on accuracy is evident in the smooth functioning of the Sheriff's Office. And it would be a daunting task to list all of the duties and assignments that Barbara undertakes, along with the additional tasks that she takes on, but both major and minor, she performs them excellently. However, it can be easily said that Barb is the heart of the Sheriff's Office. She is a valuable asset, and her multifaceted responsibilities require a high level of proficiency, confidentiality, and judgment. Her exemplary performance and unwavering commitment to excellence make her a worthy recipient of the Employee of the Month recognition. In conclusion, we express our gratitude for Barbara for her exceptional service, and we wholeheartedly recommend her for the award of Employee of the Month by Sheriff Kevin Potter and Chief Deputy Cade Palmer. So with that, if we could have Barbara come forward, please.
It's awesome.
She's also pretty good.
I still say you start when you're full.
Way to go.
When she was 10.
And can I just say, for the last decade, she's done a really good job of putting up with the commissioners. Also, that's cool.
Well, and previous to that, she had to put up with a commissioner that had a different job that she had to put up with. So I appreciate Barbara. She's done a fantastic job.
Yep.
I can speak on behalf of people who had to interact with her from outside the county as well as now as a commissioner inside. She's done a fantastic job and well deserving of this award. So,
Yep. Okay.
second item, can we go to the next one then?
Yes, please.
So for everybody here, on 11B, this is an item that came to my attention as a commissioner. I've got two folks here from the National Weather Service, Lisa Verzella and Darren Van Cleve. Darren is the chief meteorologist in charge, and Lisa is observation program leader for the National Weather Service. And we're going to invite them to come up and say a few words here in just a second. But before they do, I just want to tell you a little bit about what happened. Lisa reached out and said that they wanted to nominate a citizen from here in Box Elder County for a special award with the National Weather Service for continued and appreciated service. And she sent me Dee Dee Lamb's information, said, this is the individual, she's from Plymouth, do you know her? And I said, I don't personally know Dee Dee, but I have some friends in Plymouth. So I made a phone call to some people in Plymouth. And I found out that as I'm talking to some of the citizens of Plymouth, I said, hey, what do you know about Dee Dee Lamb? They said, oh, she is the most wonderful person ever. She brings treats to people. She helps them with the gardens. She's served many years in our postal service, working at the post office in Tremont. She just is always a giving person back to the people of the Plymouth area and Box Elder County. And I was like, okay, this is somebody that is really impressive. But then I said, hey, do you know that she does weather service and does all these readings for the National Weather Service? And they go, what? I said, you're good friends. She comes and visits you, and you didn't know she did this? She's been doing this for a long, long time. And I said, we had no idea. That is the kind of person that Dee Dee Lamb is she is an unsung hero that goes out and does a really critical role that I had no idea. I watch the news, as many probably do, watch the weather, and these reports have to come in and for the Weather Service to do what they do. And we have to have people that are willing to do it. And Dee Dee Lamb and the Lamb family has been doing it for a long time. But I'm going to let the National Weather Service folks come up and give a presentation. They can talk here in the mic and tell us a little bit more about this presentation. So if Darren and Lisa, you want to come up and bring Dee Dee, and I don't know if she wants to bring her husband up, but
He likes to speak in front of us. Just sit down right there.
Have a seat face towards you.
Well, you kind of face us, and then we'll
You
have
can
you
kinda
turn
sit at
around
an
and
angle
do
there, but
the
yeah.
presentation. That's fun.
Should I go first?
Yeah, just
Hey, everyone.
state your name and.
Yeah,
where you're
sure.
from.
My name is Darren Van Cleve. I'm the meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service Weather Forecast Office in Salt Lake City, and we're happy to be here to present this award. So, I have first a narrative to read that explains what it's for, and then I'll present the actual award. So, this. Has recognizing 75 years of dedication, NOAA's National Weather Service is proud to honor the Lamb family of Plymouth, Utah, as a recipient of the agency's 2023 Family Heritage Award. This award gives recognition to cooperative weather observers once they and their family have reached the initial milestone of 50 years of measuring and reporting daily weather data. Accepting this award today will be the current observer, Dee Dee Lamb, and her husband, Arnold Lamb. The Plymouth Co-op Station was established in December of 1938 at a private residence. In 1948, the station was moved a half a mile to Don Lamb's residence, where the Lamb dynasty began. Upon Don's passing a decade later, son Keith Lamb took the reins, moving the site nearby to the Lamb's service station. Keith and his wife, Dina, were at the helm together until Dina herself took over observations in 1972. She remained steadfast in her solo tenure, continuing exceptional observations for another 30 years before passing the torch to her daughter-in-law, Dee Dee, and her husband, Arnold. The equipment was moved a short distance to their home in 2002, where Dee Dee has been taking precipitation observations every single day for more than 2 decades and reporting them to our office. As Plymouth continues to be mainly a rural agricultural and farming area, the Lamb family has always recognized the importance of climate and weather reports, and as such ensures timely and thorough observations. We commend Dee Dee, Arnold, and all of the Lamb family members who have helped to deliver continuous, dependable observations for the past 75 years. The data taken at this and other co-op stations is crucial to help define the climate of the United States and assist in measuring long-term climate changes. These near real-time weather observations are used to support weather service forecasts and warnings and are of great help for agricultural planning and assessment, engineering, environmental impact assessment, utilities planning, and litigation. Co-op data plays a critical role in efforts to recognize and evaluate the extent of human impacts on climate from local to global scales. So with that, I would like to present the Family Heritage Award for 75 years to the Lamb family. I have one more quick thing to read. This is from the director of the National Weather Service, Ken Graham. He says, this is a letter to the Lamb family. Dear Miss Lamb, congratulations on earning the Family Heritage Award. Let me extend my personal gratitude to your family for 75 years of dedication and steadfast service as cooperative weather observers for the National Weather Service. Your observations from Plymouth dating to 1948 have made a significant contribution to our understanding of the local, national, and global climate. They are a lasting and important contribution to the NWS and the research and private sector communities. They help us understand and solve problems related to climate change, commerce, transportation, and agriculture. Thank you for the faithful and vital public service you have performed for 75 years.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And we also, on
yeah,
behalf
we-
of Boxcar County, we also want to have a special certificate of recognition for Dee Dee Lamb and for all the services she's provided in this county. So I want to come up and present her with that, along with kind of give her an honorary county employee. All of our county employees received a special little thing for Christmas this year, so we want to provide the Lamb family with one of these. So there's a certificate and our special little Christmas ornament, Boxcar County, because I couldn't ask for better Boxcar County residents than the Lamb family right now. So we appreciate what they do. Can we stand right in the middle and get a picture with them? Sure.
We actually have
One more.
Sorry. So there's also a length of service award that we give all of our observers, and Dee Dee reached last year the 20th year. So not only has her family for multiple generations been doing it for 75 years, but she's been doing it for 20. And let's see, your mother-in-law and her husband, they together held the reins for about 54 years. So he's got another 30.
You're right.
So this is the certificate we give for that, and a little pin. You can probably display wherever you like. So backlights keep coming, but wait, there's more. So after 20 years, I can nominate the observers for the second highest co-op award in the country, called the John Companion Home Award. It was named after one of the early colonists who began taking records in the 1600s, John Companion's homes. And for that, it's not only exemplary observations every single day for a minimum of 20 years, but it's also things like recommendations. And this is where Commissioner Perry came into play, and he wrote a fantastic recommendation for her. So she was one of only 25 people in the whole country last year to win this award. So we'll be presenting it to her later in the spring. Is there a good picture taker out there? Oh, she's coming. When you get a chance, that would be great. Just let us know, please take a picture so we can.
Can we get one for the paper as well? Thank you.
Want me to hold your pen?
You let me know when you're done and then I'll want to be in your picture.
On the count of
Look at
three.
him first.
1, 2, 3.
Camera break.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay, now, this is smiles. A little bit of patience because I'm taking these for someone else. Keep those smiles going. At least get one good one.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Wonderful.
How cool is that? Sometimes you never get a smile. I was gonna say sometimes you never know.
Thanks so much, we appreciate it.
That's so amazing, you're only 29, look at this guy.
I didn't know there'd be so many here, but we're freeze dry people. So we have some cinnamon sugar apples.
Wow.
If you would like to come up and get some.
Just pass them around.
See,
The Christians, let her pass them around.
like I said, she's always giving back to the people of Box Elder County. You can't ask for a better citizen than that.
It's funny, I'd get calls when my campaign signs would blow down in that area too, so she'd keep track of my campaign signs for me. Okay, that was awesome. I don't know if we can top that
And
one.
you don't have to remain after that if you need to go. We appreciate, we understand, so.
Thank you very much.
It's all downhill from here, so. Okay, it looks like we're at 11:40, requesting a waiver of late fees on property taxes for Becky Pugsley. Is she here? Oh, there she is. Just come on up and pull up that chair and put the mic and.
Okay, so I realize that it's my fault that I was late on the late fees or whatnot, and it's more of the principle of the matter. I'm not really concerned that much about the money, even though it is, but my fees I have 4 properties, 3 are in one business, and then I have my personal property. And so the 3 properties for the entire year, the taxes were $32.17. And then a day late adds on the $39.69 on top of that. So that's 123.38% on a late fee. And so my real reason for coming is just to see what can be done to, like, if it's a 1% or a $10 fee, whichever is greater, then you would think that, like, a company, and I'm sure it's not just me, I'm sure there's a million companies that get huge fees, not the little ones like mine, but percentage-wise, it would make more sense for a company or an individual that has multiple properties to pay either the 1% or the $10 fee. So that was my real concern on wanting to come and just approach and.
And I remember a couple of years ago, we talked about this, and I actually think it's a legislative, like a state law.
So I need to go to the state.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I mean, we actually brought it before the state too, to be able to do the same thing, because I thought it was absurd that,
Right. That was my real purpose in coming, but it does
Yeah.
seem excessive for
so I would say where do you live? Just in Brigham?
just in Brigham,
So Tom Peterson is probably your representative?
Where do you live in Brigham?
west side, northwest.
Yep, so it'd be
So
Representative Tom Peterson.
And then I'll remind him too again, because the representatives have changed since we have done this the last time. But no, I think that'd be a good opportunity to bring it in forefront and tell them that, like you just said, $10 or whatever percentage would be great. So
Yeah.
So
We'll
I have
we'll
a
back it up.
question.
Yeah.
So if you are a business owner, that means you're operating your office as well? Is that
Rentals,
why?
yeah.
I mean, because the tax notices are there for almost a month, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, it's my own fault. I totally get that. I just, yeah.
Well, I hate to confess this, but I wait until the last day to send mine too, so. But
And November goes fast with all the
November goes
holidays, so
fast.
just
No,
saying.
but thank you for bringing that to our attention, and we understand that, so.
All right,
Yeah.
thank
Okay.
you.
Hey,
Thanks for
thank you.
coming.
Looks like we're at, the capital defense contract. I knew you were here for a reason.
He just likes us.
Thanks.
For the apple slices.
There you go. I don't blame you. Just give me your
Okay,
name.
so
Name
we
your name and where you're from.
Mike McGinnis, Public Defender Manager,
Thanks.
Fox Elder, and Cache County.
And it sounds like you're here to amend the contract for the indigent capital defense. Is that what we're?
So we have two contracts, it looks like, there's two capital murder cases going on. One predates my being here and I wasn't aware of. I'd have to defer to the county attorney's office to see the status of that. I don't know.
You
if
need to
that-
bring that mic up towards you so these guys can hear you on there.
Is that
Sorry
better?
about that, yeah.
I'd have to defer to the county attorney's office, see if that case is still continuing.
So which one are we talking about?
That would be the
Zana case?
Mendoza,
Yes, that one just recently, I don't even think it's been 60 days yet, but that one recently he entered a plea on.
okay.
So,
So they still need to be paid, so that contract
Okay.
needs to be signed, okay. So yes, the Brenner contract is still proceeding, so that one needs to be addressed as well.
Okay,
and this is for, is it an increase? Is that what it is?
It's an increase of the rates, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we just signed something similar in Cache County too,
And this is just for capital cases, if I understand correctly.
correct.
Part
It
of
shouldn't cost the county any money because we pay into the insurance
Right.
fund.
Right.
It's just the money that gets paid to the attorneys that goes
Right.
up.
And
Okay.
we have to approve that so they get paid, right?
Right.
exactly. I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the contract for Indigent Capital Defense Council, contract 2383 Bremer and 2384 Mendoza Lana case.
Second?
We got a motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor? Aye. Okay, is that all you needed?
And then
one
I'm here
more.
on the interlocal agreement
Oh,
for the
there you go.
Indian Defense.
Okay. You guys got any questions with that?
Actually, I did, but we met just a few days ago and had a discussion about it.
Okay,
You want to summarize, Michael? or-
So basically, we signed a one-year agreement last year to just see how this agreement between counties could go. I think it's, we met a few days ago. I think it's gone well. Our county would like to extend it. We're signing a 3-year agreement. That's the major change in the agreement. But we've made a lot of good changes in the public defender's office and how we do things, and I like to keep helping and doing that, so.
we appreciate your work. It's been good, I think, for both of us, so I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve interlocal agreement 2385 for indigent defense management services.
Second.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Bingham, second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor? Aye. Thanks for all your work.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for all
Thanks,
you guys do.
Michael.
Have
Thank
a
you
Merry Christmas.
too.
Before we go on to the next with the clerk's office, I just want to point out, if anyone's interested in public comment, the sheets are in the back corner of the place back there. If they just fill it out and then bring it up here to the corner where the clerk is sitting. Okay.
Sorry, a bunch of stuff to sign. Looks like we're to beer licenses.
We have 4 businesses in the unincorporated area that each year they renew their application to continue to sell alcohol and beer. They are Riverside Corner and Grouse Creek Marketing. It's formerly Gone Country out in Grouse Creek. Fast Stop 1109, that is out in Plymouth. And then Trigon, that is South Willard. And they have been signed off by the sheriff's office.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the beer license renewals as presented by the county clerk.
Second?
Motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Marla, you're up again.
The next thing we have is a resolution that changes a boundary line for a couple of our precincts. When we did redistricting a couple of years ago, there was one little section, a little neighborhood in Corinne that was inadvertently put in the Box Elder West, that big west precinct. And it makes more sense to have them with the Corinne 1 district. And so that's what this resolution does. I think there's maybe 10 homes right there that,
I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 23-14, amending precinct boundaries for Corinne 1 and Box Elder West.
Second.
We've got a motion by Commissioner Bingham, second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor? Looks like appointment to UAC for the new board members.
Just
I say since, I can't make a motion, but since Lee's done such a good job, Boyd?
Yep, I think
you
we need to do
should
that.
throw him under the bus?
Yes, I
Okay.
gotta throw him under the bus. I'll make a motion to appoint Lee Perry to the UAC Board of Directors.
if I don't second it,
I'll second it. So I got a motion by Commissioner Bingham. Are you gonna second it?
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor?
Aye.
Did that one.
A letter addressing the BLM and grazing regulations from us. Do we still have that? Is it there? You got a letter?
I do not have a letter.
I think this was brought to us by Red Johnson. I think I'll have to send it to you. I thought I sent it to you. But basically, the BLM regulations are getting to the point where you can't even step foot on BLM, let alone do any type of grazing. So as a commission, we'd like to sign on the letter with the state that says that we support the state in doing multi-use, multi-things with BLM, so.
Is this a different letter than the one we already sent?
So
'Cause
we
did one.
did that
you sent it,
originally,
yeah.
but I think they've sent another one back. Because I think they actually acted on it and didn't approve what we recommended.
Yep.
So
So,
So do a follow-up letter?
yep, we'll do a follow-up letter and send it back to Reg. So I'd entertain a motion to be able to sign that letter.
I'll make a motion that we put together a letter addressing concerns about BLM grazing and regulations.
I'll second it.
Got a motion by Commissioner Bingham, second by Commissioner Perry. All in favor?
Aye.
Scott, looks like you're up.
Scott Lyons, Community Development.
Make sure you get it tomorrow. Okay.
So this first subdivision, the Salina Creek subdivision, we do not have the plat. I guess they weren't able to get it printed and brought into us in time. It has passed all of the county department reviews. So I'm totally fine if you want to kick it to the next meeting when we have the plat, or if you want to take action today. But yeah, it's a two-lot subdivision that's been reviewed by all applicable county departments, and is ready to proceed, minus us not having the plat in hand, so.
Where's it at?
It's just on its way, probably. They probably just didn't get it to us, so.
Where's the Salina?
Oh, sorry. I'm like,
Where is the Salina Creek subdivision?
That one is, if I remember correctly, like West Tremont. So,
I don't have a problem with doing it until,
I'd kind of like to see the plat personally.
yeah, and like I said, we're completely fine either way, so.
We can do it in the next
We
meeting.
can throw it on the next meeting and bring it back then.
The reason I would is because I get phone calls, and I just as soon make sure I see it before we move forward if we could.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay, thanks.
As far as the zinc one, we did get that one. This one is in South Willard. So if you know where, what was Karen's Cars for a long time, I think it's Interstate Auto now, so this is just a little bit south of that. And it's one lot being split into two lots. And this one as well has been reviewed by all applicable county departments and comes with a recommendation of approval.
So you have the plat for that one?
I do have that one here.
I'd entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion to approve the Zinc Orchard subdivision.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor?
Aye.
That's all we have today.
You want me to sign it now?
Yeah, that'd be great.
You change it all the time when you're here.
Yeah, it just depends on the server.
Really?
Yeah, they all kind of have a different style.
You'd think that they'd.
Yeah, it is.
Janica, you can work your way up here. Have you got your PAs? Okay. Thanks, Scott.
Okay, so I'm here for Policy 7 revision.
Janica Standard.
Jenica Stander, HR Director. I'm going to have some people join me for this, but the first change we have really just affects the entire county. So under Section 7.6, we would like to clarify the policy that resets our vacation balances in the pay period that December 31st is included. Right now, it doesn't say when we're gonna reset those, it just says the end of the year, but we would like to clarify that. So that's the first policy change. And then in the same policy, as we went through the budget process this year, the sheriff's office submitted a request to have lateral transfer vacation accruals. So this is also under 7.6, it's at the very end of the policy. What it doesn't state is we have 23 employees currently that this would impact. So it would change our vacation liability report that Shirlene has to do every year and increase it by $41,000
What was my next
using
question?
2024's rates.
Something that has to be reported on our financial statements is a liability to the county. So we're covering, by changing and letting them have a higher vacation, then you're gonna have a higher liability and cost to the county when they take it, so.
So will you be able to put that in the budget if we pass it, or are we gonna open it up again?
We'd have to amend it at some point in the year if we look like we're gonna go over.
If they take it, right?
Yeah, so essentially it becomes an issue only if the county has a money fluid issue. So if it looks like we're running out of money or we have an insurrection and everyone leaves, and you're gonna have to pay those balances out. But as business as normal, you would just be allowing them to accrue at a higher rate and they would be using it
Right.
and still be
It's just a
within the
liability
budgeted
purpose
amount.
they've
And
started.
as they leave, this is a type of benefit that we pay them out, their balances.
Right.
So eventually it does cost the county money,
If they don't take it,
one way or
a little bit
another.
at a time.
Yeah, either they take it as time or
Right.
when, if
They
they do
save it
leave
up with
employment,
one lump.
you would pay them out.
But the average of doing that is what? I don't think, in the 10 years I've been here, I can't think of how many times.
Lots of vacations.
Well, I'm just saying about that when they end up paying it out, though.
Yeah, so anytime they leave, it ranges anywhere from like 20 hours to 300.
So I'm just gonna say,
So
So the purpose of this again was?
I'll let Kate.
Kate Palmer at the Sheriff's Office. So we proposed this to try and boost our retention and our interest in people applying for Box Elder County. A lot of our laterals come over, and we are already matching. We're giving year for year on experience for working in law enforcement. But in order for them to come over and take that year for year, they would basically give up all of their accrued vacation, everything from their other department. And they would come to us and start back at our minimal accrual rates. So to get these experienced people, they really didn't want to give up when they're earning a higher rate of vacation, because time off is valuable to the employee. So that's where we were at on that. We were grateful that it got approved by the commission. As far as Jenica's speech about a mutiny, as they seek recommendations on how to move forward, I would just almost plead with you to please make this retroactive to the other laterals we have hired previously. And I'm not saying increase their balances for what's happened in the past. I'm just saying from this start date, let their accrual rates match, or we're going to have some severe inconsistencies and some employee morale issues if that happens. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We looked at other agencies who are currently doing this. Some do it just for law enforcement, some do it for all lateral employee transfers.
How many people would that affect lateral countywide?
Not as many as you think outside of law enforcement.
That's what I was
There's
just gonna
maybe
say.
a dozen.
Can we just figure on a case-by-case basis if it comes up?
So that's pretty much what the policy says. It says that it'll be reviewed by the elected official, the department head, me, and then the county commission.
Then I'm okay with that. You guys
Yeah,
got any questions?
Yeah, the only thing that bothers me is we're running shy on our budget. We did a lot of work to cut the budget, and now we're kind of open-ending the budget where we don't really have.
But the problem is, we're not gonna have any officers to do the things we need to do if we continue to, I mean, we're already begging to.
We've been running so shorthanded in our law enforcement sectors, both our patrol divisions, detectives down, and our corrections, that this is an incentive.
Are we 50% down still, or are we just?
We've been hovering around 20% down, 20 to 25%, but we did come very close to 50% down.
That's what I thought.
And so little things like this to try and recruit others, and also if we can
And all
get
we're doing is
experienced
matching the
people,
other people around
then
us,
we're
too.
spending less time training new people so other agencies can steal them from us. So
We went through this a couple of years ago when we were talking about the 2-year thing and how much it costs us to bring somebody in for not only that, but for retention for more than 2 years. And the cost was staggering for the first 2 years. It was like $180,000. So
after this budget was passed, I will say the increase in lateral transfers from other agencies has been quite impressive. We think when we open up for hires, we're going to have a huge amount of turnout.
Good.
HR's already been receiving a lot of phone calls on this specific matter of the vacations. So it's a extremely lucrative.
And how many did you say it affected?
23 currently.
And it's only $41,000.
Yeah, $41,000 in increase. So that's figured by taking
$2,000
the amount that they earn now, the amount that they would earn if the policy passed, and then their current hourly rate.
So Lee, you haven't spoke. What do you think?
I think at this point, we're in such a crisis. I mean, this is one more piece to the puzzle for public safety. So I mean, I think passing it makes sense for public safety at this point. If for some reason we go down the road, maybe it changes back, but I don't think it will. I think we're gonna see this going forward. Just not in the counties nationwide. Trying to find people that are willing to go into public safety we're gonna struggle. And even increasing our pay, I think this is a step in the right direction, and I think the other cases we'll do case by case. But I do think we need to do it for our sheriff's office.
Is that a
It's
motion?
imperative. I'll make the motion that we approve that policy revision, so.
Second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your work. Joan, you want to bring up your posse? Man, we're right on time, too. Way to go.
Joni Hammer, Box Elder County Tourism. We are a small but mighty group today.
You want to say who's here?
Yep, I will.
Okay.
So we've got 2 new commissioners. Every year we have bylaws for our tourism council. You're familiar with our tourism tax advisory board. We'll come see you in the spring. Today's report is about our tourism council. And our tourism council is made up of just folks in the county that love tourism, that work in tourism. There's about 25 people. We try to meet every month or every other month, depending on what's going on. But the whole idea is it's just a coordinating body. We network, we talk about what's going on in the county, how we can help each other. It's really great. I've got 2 of my tourism council here with me today. Well, 3 actually. I've got Jan Rhodes with the fairgrounds. I've got Lynette Crockett, who is really great at keeping us all organized on that. And Stan Summers is also sits on that council. And you know, they don't pass policy, or they, you know, they're just people who get together. They're just people who get together who want to see tourism do well in Box Elder County. So that's why we're here today. So I just want to remind you that tourism benefits everyone in the county. We like to say it's clean revenue. Typically, people come, they spend their money, and then they go home. We don't have to educate their kids. They're not terribly hard on our roads. Hopefully, you know, we're not putting them in our jails. So it's a great added benefit to Box Elder County. Just a little bit about 2023. We've had a few struggles. Tourism tax revenue is still a little soft. We're starting to get better, but I don't even want to say the pandemic word. But you know, there's still in travel and tourism, there's still residual effects of the pandemic. But corporate and leisure travel are still slower. They are starting to pick up a bit. International guests are slow to come back. We've seen a little bit of increase for us this year, but you know, we're still a little bit soft. There's a lot more great things that happened in 2023. Our partners at Golden Spike Historical Park, Willard Bay State Park, Bear River Migratory Bird Refuge, they've all had strong seasons this year. I know for Willard Bay, you know, their water was full the whole time. Last year we had a drought, right? And Willard Bay just kind of tanked, but everybody had a really great year this year. So we still don't have all of our end of year numbers, but they're all reporting very strong seasons. Thanks to Lynette, our social media game is strong and growing. We continue to see a lot of really great engagement, and we're able to spread our message far and wide. So I will say that we do social media not just for tourism, but for any department or any county issue or anything that's out there. We're happy to do that. So whether it's elections, whether it's taxes, whatever it might be, we're happy to get that word out. On a state level, our partnerships with the Utah Office of Tourism and the Utah Tourism Industry Association are very strong. It makes me very happy and very satisfied that Box Elder County has a seat at the table at a state level, and we have a voice among some really big players, and so I'm particularly proud of that. Our requests for information, they're way up. People are asking about us. They want to know, they want to know what we have, and they're coming. So our overall recovery continues to be strong. So some things to look forward to in 2024. Indications are that people are anxious to travel again. Some of our hotel partners are starting to see early bookings for next year. That's always such a good sign that people they have enough faith in travel that they're booking earlier than they have in the past. So that's really great news. So we're looking forward to growing next year, and that trend is my partners around the state are seeing that as well. So anything that I've talked about today holds pretty true to our partners around the state, whether they're big or small. So, so we're right there in line with what everybody else is seeing. Our big thing next year is the Golden Spike Monument at Reeder Ranch. Has the potential to grow visitation in Box Elder County. So, to be honest with you, not sure what that's really going to look like. There's folks that think we're going to see, tons of new folks. Other people think that it's just going to be the folks that see it from the freeway and say, what the heck is that? And they stop. So what that is for those folks that don't know, in the spring next year, right on the west side of, on Forest Street, on the west side of I-15, there's a new park being constructed in partnership with Brigham City and the Golden Spike Foundation that will place a 23-foot something inch.
45. Yeah, 43.5.
43 point what?
43.3 foot high golden spike.
Yep. So it's an art piece. It's beautiful. It will definitely be seen from all over the place. And
I'll just throw in there for you that the people don't understand about that spike is there's actually a cultural significance to it because they've actually got it to where the Chinese workers are on the one side that will be facing west toward China. The Irish and Mormon workers will be on the east side facing toward the east where they built from the Union Pacific. I think the community leaders and the folks involved that will be facing south toward Salt Lake, and the Northwest Bend, Shoshone, the Indians will be facing north. So the way they're going to put this up is huge, significantly on a national scale when you start looking at what they're doing there.
I mean, the way the park is being constructed, there's so much symbolism in the park. The idea for this park is it's telling the story of the people that built the Transcontinental Railroad.
That weren't in the Champagne Toast.
Yeah, that weren't in the Champagne photo and who did the work and took the risk. And it's going to be pretty fascinating. I have big ideas on partnerships with the refuge.
Another thing they're not talking about, it's going to be the second page in the EOC, the Olympic Bid Committee. That's going to be on the second page of that also. So that's been pretty cool.
Yep. So a lot of you saw that when it came through town a month or two ago. It'll be a great venue for events and activities. But mostly I'm just going to close with our biggest partners are those that we have in the county. Our job is to support great tourism projects, great tourism entities in Box Elder County and give them whatever help, whatever support that we can. Our tourism council is amazing. And thanks to the commission for always being so supportive of those things that we are trying to accomplish. I think that we've grown tourism in Box Elder County. We've grown revenue in Box Elder County, and so thanks for your continued support.
Can I add one more thing before you close? Most exciting thing, I think, just for the Box Elder County residents is that the fair this year and the rodeo is going to be 4 days, PRCA. We've been working on it for the last decade, and because of our numbers that have happened in the last probably 5-6 years that we've sold out, we came within, Jan, 500 seats of selling out Wednesday night? Marla, was that how many? So we almost sold out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and so having us being on the Cowboy Channel, the network, they've just had more things. So this year we'll be able to, and that's a big deal for some of the people that aren't involved, but it'll be huge for Box Elder County, and so I just wanted to add that to it.
Yep. So any questions for me?
I do appreciate what you're doing. I mean, I listen to KSL quite a bit, and your advertisements on KSL are phenomenal. In fact, I don't hear of any other counties that are advertising really out there, and yet on a regular basis, you'll hear the new news, and you'll hear this hit of Box Elder County, and it's the Golden Spike. It's dealing with the bird refuge in the spring, and right now they're talking about the Fantasy at the Bay at Willard Bay. And I will tell you, we're going head to head with the State Fair Park, and they're charging a lot more than we're charging. So, and people, the presentation that we have here at the Fantasy of the Bay is every bit as good as what they have down at the Fair Park right now. So,
and the steam thing will be coming up too, right? Right after
Next
Christmas
week.
Festival. Between Christmas and New Year's
Thursday,
Steam
Friday, and
Festival. If
Saturday.
you've never been to that, that's pretty cool to watch those trains come out and blow
So-
that steam.
Pray for a bit of snow out there. It looks a lot cooler.
Yeah, it is.
We
It's
should
a
have
lot
gotten the
colder,
weather
too.
service to commit something to you while they were here, so.
We'll see
Thanks,
what we
Joan.
can do. Okay,
Thanks, you
thank
guys. We appreciate
Thank you.
everything
Thanks
you
for
do.
all you do.
Okay, Lee, she's up to you, I think. All right.
Okay, so we're to our public comment period of our meeting. Again, public comment is those wishing to make the comment need to sign the roll, which they've done. We've got the paperwork here in front of us. They need to follow the rules that we have in place, rules and procedures. They need to speak for 1 3-minute opportunity to speak regardless of the number of items they're wishing to address. It's 3 minutes, period. The speakers need to address their comments to the county commission only. It's a time to be heard. There is not a back and forth dialogue with the commissioner, so it's not a time to ask questions, that kind of thing. And the speakers, if they choose to, may file copies of their remarks of the supporting information with the county clerks, and the county clerk's office can make those available to the county commission if necessary. So with that, we have 3 folks that have asked to speak here. We'll start with Deanna Hardy.
Okay, Deanna Hardy Brigham. The Box Elder Committee of Liberty is disappointed in the commission for not withdrawing your letter of support to the Division of Natural Resources, a quasi-government program which is unconstitutional. The Division of Natural Resources is using taxpayer dollars to purchase 700 acres of private land, which will lock up a portion of the land used for cattle grazing in 2025. This is in violation of SJR 11 passed in 2013, which urges state and local government to reject the United Nations Agenda 2030-2050, formerly known as Agenda 21. The goal is to lock up 30% of the land by 2050 and half of that by 2030. This is part of the Wildlands Project outlined in the agenda that our representatives are helping with to subvert our government from within. We will suffer the consequences of these unconstitutional decisions. The next, Public Infrastructure Districts, PIDs. An article entitled Action, Utah Legislature Changing Our Form of Government, Public-Private is Illegal, dated March 6, 2023 by Enoch Moore, was handed out to each of you to help you understand and know that public infrastructure districts are in violation of our Utah Constitution, which you each took an oath to support, obey, and defend. Quoting from the article, Utah has taken unprecedented legislative action to create a whole slew of new types of government corporations, mixing public and private like we've never seen before. These quasi-government corporations will become their own legal districts, with the protection of unaccountable private property, but yielding the power of force of government over people's lives. It is the very definition of fascism, mixing public and private jurisdictions together in the same contradictory entity. You absolutely need to understand what this is all about and why you should have a very big problem with this. No understanding of how we're losing our freedoms is complete without understanding this breakdown. There's not time to go through all of this with you because of the 3-minute time limit. So it is hoped that each of you will take the time to go through this article and become educated on this issue. Please note, the Utah Constitution is being violated in Article 6, Section 28, special privileges forbidden, Article 11, Section 7, special service districts, and Article 12, Section 20, free market system and state policy. Restraint of trade and monopolies prohibited. If you go online to read this article, it will take you to all the unconstitutional bills passed by our Utah legislature, plus other important information. On the very last page, it contains a notification document that needs to be passed in our local governments to stop the usurpation taking place by our state government. And I also want to talk really quick on the tourism. It's really inhospitable of us to tax people to come to our state that eat at our restaurants and our hotels. We need to change this because the tourism tax is just another source of revenue for the government to take from the citizens so that they can spend it how they want. And we need to change that.
Okay, your time's up. Thank you.
Does anybody see the little ball thing down there?
I saw one that got knocked out.
Did you see it?
Fall off.
You can take this one if you.
I thought he's seen it.
Nope, right there.
Me and Boyd were thinking the same thing, weren't we? Every time you put a P on that, it'd.
All right.
There we go.
Our next public comment will be
Boyd.
by Clyde Wesley. Mr. Wesley, if you'll come up and introduce yourself.
How did you notice that? Because it was driving me crazy.
Michael knocked it off with his paddle.
I'm Clyde Wesley from Willard, Utah, and I believe you are all aware of the rezone Willard City is currently pushing to get approved before the end of the year. It comes before the Planning Commission tomorrow night, and if it passes, it will be before this commission in the future. Today, I am presenting you with some information for your consideration in this matter. The County Land Use Code stipulates that any proposed amendment must align with the goals, objectives, and policies of the county's general plan. In the general plan, the Box Elder Together vision states, "Together, we have enjoyed a high quality of life in our small town surrounded by productive working lands and the natural beauty of the mountains and Great Salt Lake. As we look into the future together, we view these assets as the foundation to our future." In the guiding principles, it states, we invest in our towns and cities that have served us well for generations. We preserve and protect our agricultural and natural lands that surround our cities and towns. Willard has served Box Elder County and the state of Utah well for generations with rock and mineral to build Willard Bay, I-15, and many other projects. I find no alignment in the general plan and this proposed rezone. However, I realize our legal counsel could take a different view of Box Elder Together, and it may be found a little less togetherness. In a brief history, October 2022, Willard City officials held an open house to tell the citizens all the wonderful things they were negotiating for the city-owned gravel, which is positioned high on the mountain east of town and well within the grand view of Willard Bay State Park. October 2023, the mayor held an informational meeting giving the results of those negotiations. Not being offered what was hoped for in the deal, the mayor pulled away from supporting it. The council members, however, are still pushing for it, even though in the last election, the current majority didn't receive enough votes to continue into the next term. The new majority will take over in 2024, and they could possibly be stuck with 35 years of gravel operations in Willard. Can our county officials take a different view of this rush to approve this rezone before the end of this year? And other possible issues I'm sure you must be aware of. At the last Willard City Council meeting last week, I gave a presentation, and in closing, I noted it is generally considered ethical.
Your time's up. If you have this written down, if you want to leave it with the clerk's office, they could provide a copy to us, but the 3 minutes is up. Thank you.
Thank you.
I read that faster.
Yeah. Okay, our last individual to speak here is Fred Hayes.
Elected officials, Fred Hayes from Bear River Precinct. Thank you for serving, by the way. And today, I would like to spend just a little time showing everybody how to build an election system. So first, we'll need a box, and a fancy box. And we'll give it a name. We'll call it the EMS to make it sound official. And the next thing we'll need is a computer to put in the box. So we'll get a computer and let's see. I put it up there.
You need to put it down there. We don't need that stuff up here.
It needs to stay.
Sorry.
We'll need a computer, so we'll get a computer and we'll build our hardware outside of the country. And we'll put that in there. And then we will need some software for the computer. And we'll use typically Windows 7, which expired in 2015 and was permanently expired in 2020. And then we'll need some software. And we'll get our software from Venezuela and other places. And this is actually specific to our election system here that we use in this county, ES&S. And then we'll want to have a scanner so we can scan ballots. A lot of you probably have a scanner at home so you can scan stuff into your computer. It's no different. Just has some software that goes with it. So put this scanner over here. And then in case somebody comes in and needs a ballot, we'll have a printer, hook a printer up to our box, a fancy box. And of course, you or I could do the same thing. We could start a company and do this, but we wouldn't want to let anybody read our software, would we? So when we conduct the election, by the way, we'll process the results through Portugal. How am I doing on time?
You've got 20 seconds.
20 seconds? Okay, well, I think I'll leave it at that, but I wish you a Merry Christmas. Just want to kind of open our eyes about what it is we're doing with these computer systems. They're nothing but a regular computer. In fact, they're outdated computers. And
Okay, that's your time.
thank you.
That completes all the folks for public comment. And we need to go
Into an RDA.
RDA. So I'd make a motion that we go into an RDA meeting.
Second?
Well, I'm gonna,
Oh, do we have a closed session?
gonna
Oh, you
do
need to
that in the
clarify.
NBA.
Do we have a closed session for anything?
In the MBA.
in the
just
MBA.
In the
not
MBA?
this meeting.
You can actually, if you don't have a closed session for regular commission, you can actually adjourn this meeting and then open your RDA.
Oh,
So you don't have to come
Unless
back.
you want to do something, I'm trying to think, is there anything in those
oh
other
yeah,
meetings
there
that we
is,
could
because we're gonna
ratify?
actually have to come back into
Maybe
the
not.
NBA. It depends. No, let's just go into the RDA. And then we'll go into the NBA and do a closed session in case we have to do something else.
Just adjourn if you didn't have to come back.
I understand. Yep. So I got a motion to go into an RDA by Commissioner Perry, second by
Second.
Commissioner Bingham. All in favor? Aye. As soon as Marta's ready, we'll approve the minutes from October 18th, 2023 and December 6th, 2023.